Project New Kuwait, with its Vision 2035, is shaping the future of technology and innovation in Kuwait, focusing on leveraging digital transformation to drive economic diversification and enhance competitiveness. The nationwide digital roadmap is transforming the country's digital innovation market, anticipated to reach nearly 300 million KD. This transformation is particularly noticeable in the oil and gas and retail sectors, significantly boosting Kuwait's smart services and software market. The country's emphasis on digitization aims to bolster its regional standing as a financial, commercial, and cultural hub. The digital transformation is central to Kuwaiti enterprises, making the nation's economy more competitive and organizations more responsive to citizens' needs. The future business landscape in Kuwait is expected to undergo radical changes driven by intelligent technologies. Early adopters of artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, advanced analytics, and blockchain in Kuwait are poised to enhance business competitiveness and catalyze transformations across the economy, society, and environment. Kuwait's commitment to expanding both digital and physical infrastructure supports its Vision 2035 agenda, with significant investments in cloud services, digital transformation initiatives, and infrastructure projects. This is evident in the collaboration with major technology players like Oracle, Microsoft, and Google Cloud. For instance, Oracle's project with the Kuwait Military Medical Command integrates the Oracle Healthcare Medical Information System to enhance medical services management. Microsoft supports Kuwait's digital transformation with cloud computing services, and Google Cloud has partnered with the Kuwaiti government for a digital transformation roadmap across governmental entities and key state-owned enterprises. These partnerships and investments are pivotal in transitioning Kuwait into a digital society. The Microsoft Smart Government Summit and other initiatives highlight the country's ambition to become a smart government, showcasing cloud-powered technologies to improve e-services in the public sector. The incorporation of IoT and M2M technologies in infrastructure projects like the National Railway Network and the Al Mutlaya City development, which is set to become a smart city, underscores the significance of robust ICT infrastructure in supporting Kuwait's digital transformation goals. Digital services and technologies have been crucial in driving economic recovery and fostering sustainable development, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The emphasis on digital innovation and sustainability in the new Kuwait 2035 vision is echoed in the introduction of mobile virtual network operators (MVNOs) in Kuwait's technology market, offering many expansion opportunities and underscoring the country's commitment to economic diversification and private sector development. Project New Kuwait's Vision 2035 is heavily invested in the future of technology and innovation. Through significant investments in digital infrastructure, partnerships with global technology firms, and a focus on intelligent technologies, Kuwait is well positioned to transform into a leading digital society, fostering economic growth and sustainable development.
Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to our program New Kuwait. In this episode, we will talk about digital transformation. Today, with our special guest, technology expert, Mr. Tariq Al-Sharhan. Hello and welcome, Mr. Tariq.
Thank you, Mr. Saad.
You are most welcome. In this episode, digital transformation. First of all, let's talk. What is digital transformation?
So, digital transformation ultimately is moving from analog to digital. Analog being physical technologies and physical processes to a digital state, and all the cultural and emerging technologies that will be required to move and make that shift. So ultimately, again, transformation is going from the old to the new, and normally improving processes and technologies along the way.
So, Mr. Tariq, if we are to describe Sahel, I think to translate it in Arabic, which is easy, to make life easier for us and also convenient. This is a good thing, which is called digital transformation. But I must say that this application will make a lot of people lose their jobs. Employment is because a lot of people they don't do their jobs because of this. Do you think this is something good for our workplace?
I think there's an interesting point you raised there, Saad. You know, obviously digital transformation, I don't see it as losing job or cutting jobs. I see it as transforming jobs. Now, let me tell you why. Because, you know, a job that's traditionally front-facing, perhaps a ministry job, it will be potentially, in my opinion, transformed. How? It will just be transformed online. There might be an agent that will be connected to Sahel, a ministry representative, to help people in an online chat or a video call.
But they
or an
need a
audio call.
degree for that.
No, they don't. I think they can learn
Training?
the technology. Training would be important. Degree, I wouldn't say necessarily degree, but upskilling. How to use the technology, how to engage, how to log on to the chat. They can even potentially log on to the chat from their phone remotely. So that ministry agent could be accessed through Sahel, and that person requiring help or assistance with their ministry service can assist.
So a little bit of training, they will have the same job.
All about attitude and digital mindset.
Yes.
And as I mentioned earlier, Kuwait has the digital mindset. We're the first country in the Khalij to adopt the internet. This is saying a lot in the 90s. So we have the mindset, we're ready for it.
And this is for the aim to make Kuwait a smart city, they call it.
Yeah, so these...
What is a smart city?
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but yeah, you're right. So these technologies are there to definitely enable the smart city initiative, right? Now, what is a smart city? It's definitely smart. And why is it smart? It has emerging technologies that make it smart. These emerging technologies are AI, artificial intelligence, which we're all hearing about, blockchain, which we're all definitely hearing about too, automation, where the AI is using technologies to replicate and do things automatically. And what these technologies will do would ultimately make a city smarter. So for example, let me tell you how. Traffic light system, traffic management system, emergency services to send out to emergency services to an incident, tracking on a GPS.
Yes.
All of these good things make up a smart city.
So, Mr. Tariq, you talked about AI and you mentioned blockchain. What is blockchain?
So a really good question. Blockchain, I like to describe blockchain, in the 1950s, a traditional bank, how it would track transactions would be on paper.
Yes.
So you would send me, for example, 10KD. The bank ledger or clerk would write that down on a paper and then put it into a storage cabinet. On that paper would be a track or a trail of transactions between me and Saad.
Yes.
Now think of blockchain as a digitized version of that. We call it distributed ledger technology, and we almost call it bookkeeping. So bookkeeping of records. Now bookkeeping, think it as a digital virtual world. Each blockchain has little nodes or blocks, and within each block is a recorded transaction. That transaction could be me sending you 5KD or you sending me it back.
Yes.
Now within that block, without getting too much into the technical details, we'd do a handshake. Once that handshaking has taken place, it will be in the blockchain forever, and it will be encrypted. Encrypted means hidden. That transaction will forever be there in the blockchain.
It's a transaction history between...
You said it. It's a transaction history between me and you in the blockchain. Now that's blockchain at a very high level.
Now, as you know, AI is all over the place, even in our work.
Yeah.
So how can AI be a negative thing on society? I'm sure it has negative effects.
Of course. I mean, look, AI, there's an ethical question at the moment around AI, ethics.
Yes.
And especially in the US government, actually, they're trying to formulate some regulations and controls around AI. And I'm talking ethics in terms of, AI at the end of the day is a language is normally applied in language learning models like ChatGPTs and so on. And when we talk ethics, for example, let's take ChatGPT, the human is entering data into this model. That model, AI model, is learning and then giving a response back. So if the human keeps putting in negative things into that AI model, what's going to put back? It's going to put negative things back out. So that's the ethical discussion that we're having at the moment around AI.
But a lot of news we see, even in the war in Gaza now, right? A lot of videos, a lot of pictures, they are not actually authentic. They are artificial intelligence. They managed to change it. Even we see a lot of news. This is the biggest, I think, downside to AI.
I mean, you're looking at it from the arts industry. AI is definitely impacted, perhaps in some areas for the worse. Like you said, fake images, copyrighted videos, taking music and replicating it without the artistic
And this is
sense.
just the start. We are going further. I think it will be more dangerous.
But now we have generative AI, which is the next level, which is human-based AI. So these AIs are now talking, like in the films, becoming ultimately human or trying to pretend to be human. But this is a discussion that governments around the world are having and trying to create some framework or boundaries. Because like I said in another show earlier on about the boundaries, you can't over-regulate. You need to let that innovation or technology organically grow to some level, but there needs to be guardrails. We can't just operate freely.
But a lot of people will take advantage of this, and the good example is ChatGPT. A lot of students, they make research, and you are still a student. I think, do you use it yourself?
I mean, look, so AI is a tool at the end of the day. It doesn't replace the brain, the human brain.
Yes.
Now, AI is only good as the information that you put into it. So on the discussion on students using it, if they use it, for example, to plan, to ideate, to, for structure. So I want to write an essay and ChatGPT can help them with the structure.
Yes.
Of course, this is using an AI tool to enable your creativity and your academia. But if you use it, of course, copy and paste, there's going to be loopholes and people who cheat. We know this.
You think it's fair to use ChatGPT to organize your plan for this semester or this research?
Again, look, if you're inputting your ideas, your thoughts.
It's not your ideas. Let's say that.
You're asking a question, you mean, yeah.
Maybe you ask ChatGPT, I have a presentation today about Kuwait culture. Could you give me a presentation? They will give you.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a line of ethical discussion here, right?
Anyone will take advantage of anything.
But then
and when you create it as an expert of technology, you create them, put it in the market. Of course, a lot of people will take advantage.
Of course, but now actually the universities and the education institutions are becoming more clued up about this. I've seen discussions now about them having their own rules, regulations around ChatGPT, for example.
They can check if it's this presentation.
Of course they can check.
How can they check?
Well, we have at the moment, AI testers or AI checkers. And what they do is they have various languages, not just ChatGPT. There are other languages or AI languages out there. And they scan for the structural sentence, the syntax we call it, the use of words, the order. They can check. So what I'm trying to say is to use AI ethically in academia, I think, in my opinion at least, to use it from the viewpoint of planning, structure, and not just asking it to do an essay, because at the end of the day, universities and education institutions are becoming clued up and have the tools to catch these people out.
Yes, and in our ministries in Kuwait, do we need AI?
I mean, it's a really good question. I think they could definitely leverage AI to help enhance their everyday duties, their operational jobs.
Yeah.
For example, AI can be used to automate. And automate, I mean to make something automatic and replicate it on a mass scale.
Yeah.
So very basic everyday jobs that perhaps need automation, so that person can focus in innovation, can focus in creative thinking.
Yes.
Their time isn't just caught up in entering the citizens' details, for example, in the system. The AI can help with that.
The New Kuwait project is a comprehensive and ambitious initiative aimed at transforming the economic and social landscape of the state of Kuwait. Launched with a long-term vision, this project envisions Kuwait as a leading financial and cultural hub in the region, diversifying its economy beyond oil and positioning it for sustainable growth and development. One of the central features of the New Kuwait project is the diversification of the economy. Kuwait recognizes the need to reduce its dependence on oil revenues and expand into other sectors such as finance, tourism, healthcare, and technology. This diversification strategy is geared towards creating a more stable and resilient economy. The project places significant emphasis on the infrastructure development. This includes the construction and expansion of transportation networks, logistics hubs, and urban development projects. The goal is to enhance connectivity, improve quality of life, and create a more conducive environment for businesses and residents. Sustainability is a core principle of the New Kuwait project. The development of smart cities is a key feature, integrating technology to enhance efficiency and reduce environmental impact. Investments in renewable energy, green infrastructure, and environmental conservation demonstrate Kuwait's commitment to a sustainable future. The project also recognizes the potential of Kuwait's rich cultural heritage and aims to promote tourism by investing in cultural institutions, museums, and preserving historical sites. Kuwait seeks to attract visitors from around the world. This focus on culture contributes to the broader goal of economic diversification. To encourage both local and foreign investments, the New Kuwait project offers a range of incentives and opportunities. These include economic reforms, regularity improvements, and streamlined procedures for setting up and operating businesses in Kuwait. The aim is to create a more attractive investment climate. Human capital development is pivotal to the project's success. Investments in education, vocational training, and healthcare are essential components. Kuwait seeks to develop a highly skilled and healthy workforce capable of contributing to a knowledge-based economy. Kuwait aspires to become a global business and financial hub. To achieve this, the project focuses on improving international connectivity, fostering trade relations, and enhancing the ease of doing business. These efforts are designed to position Kuwait as a strategic player in the global economy. The New Kuwait project represents a forward-looking vision for the country, emphasizing economic diversification, sustainability, and global integration. This initiative is a testament to Kuwait's commitment to shaping a brighter and more prosperous future. As the project continues to evolve, it has the potential to significantly impact the region and beyond.
I heard that a lot of people, they have businesses online and they use AI to manage how they doing the sales, how they are reading the customers. Is that true? And how can they do that?
It's a really good question again, because I think AI can be utilized definitely in the SME world, so small to medium enterprises, right, and startups. Why? How? Well, definitely, let's just take bookkeeping, for example, so accounting. Okay, it can help with accounting entry records, and which also blockchain can.
And you can trust it? Because
I mean, look, trust. AI is still in its infancy. What I mean, it's still in its development. We're still waiting for it to reach maturity. It's still ongoing and organic. So there's always going to be that question mark, correct? It's not yet a fully explored
and
technology.
you cannot risk it because AI will give you numbers.
Yes.
They will tell you that this customer, this country, they need this project. Do we trust AI?
So look,
And to what extent?
so good question. I mean, we do to a certain extent with some languages, in my opinion. So let's just take Google's language, okay? It's called Gemini, used to be called Bard. Now, what you can do when the AI, or mass language learning model, they call it, gives you a response, there's a Google button. You can press that button and it can check that response against the internet because it's connected to the internet. So it can verify. And what it does, I believe it gives you orange if it can't verify what the AI model is saying, or green if they can find the website. So we already have these checking measures built into these language
So I think
models.
Bard, do you mean the similar to ChatGPT?
Correct. It's
And now they
exact-
changed the name?
Gemini, and
Gemini.
the reason why you might have heard of it as one of the, quite a good model to use is because it was from day one connected to the internet. ChatGPT in the beginning was not connected to the internet.
But I remember I used Bard actually.
Yeah.
It was not ready when I used it. It was not that accurate.
Was it in probably it was in like the beta testing stage?
Yeah, they said that this is just for testing.
I was the same. It was a few months ago, and I remember them saying there. However, what
Nowadays it's called Gemini.
Gemini, now it's called Gemini.
And it's trusted now. It's not in the.
I mean, trusted. Look, since we used it, every month it's learning through generative AI. So generative means to generate, right? So every time a person interacts with it, that AI model is learning about him becoming smarter and becoming more humanized. So since we used it in the beginning, you can imagine the leaps in that AI's scripts on the back end and learning behaviors. It almost can now be a lot more human, obviously, than it once was launched. It's
But you put data into Google and Google will eventually know you because I asked Google questions. They built a personality, what this user is favoriting. I like coffee shops. Every time I go to Sri Lanka, I go to India, they give me that. There is a coffee shop.
Yeah. So this feeds into the data analytics discussion, right, around data. And what obviously, companies want, and the citizen, is data. Why? Because normally to cross-sell or sell you things. This is an economy. We work by selling products and services. How can we sell product services more efficiently to the citizen? Is by building a data profile about that person.
But this is private.
Of course, it's private, but that's why we also, at least in some Western, a lot of the G20 Western countries, they have this Data Protection Act. I think in the US, they call it General Data Protection, I believe in the UK, to protect customers' data and sharing of the data.
They share the data?
With consent, they do share, but obviously you have to, as the owner of the data, you need to consent to that.
But this is something will take the privacy from someone's side, because you Google things.
Yeah.
Even myself, it's not that it's dangerous, but it's private.
Yeah, correct.
You don't need anyone to take these.
Of course. I get what you're saying. It is it's private between you and the custodian and the provider. But I think what data protection acts can do is set up that mutual consent. I'm using your service. I understand that this might be used for analytical data, like for future projects, and you can normally opt out of that. So you can normally, I've seen terms and conditions opt out. Opt out as in opt out for my details being used in any other way or any other study or to any other third party.
So if I Google a product,
yes,
I will keep seeing it for 1 week. This is something they use it to advertisement. They
correct.
use it they don't take any consent or do you need to share this information? They just use it.
So this is like feeding into the predictive analytics, right? It's predicting your purchasing behaviors, your interests, your likes, and then perhaps you'll see an advert for like
this can be actually an advantage for us.
So I want to look on the positives first.
Yes.
When you want to streamline your buying experience online, you've already got recommended all the top 3 coffees that you've been checking in the last 2 weeks, on the negatives.
And I can see it everywhere in my phone, any application.
Even in Facebook.
This is something weird and strange.
Yeah, pop-up adverts.
Yes.
But let's talk perhaps the challenges, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Like you said, it can be a bit overwhelming because it's kind of like the discussion is who's tracking my activity and my websites viewed and my transactions. But like I said, normally this is determined within any agreement that you sign with the provider. When you sign up to Instagram, when you sign up to Facebook, read the terms and conditions, see how they're processing your data. It's important.
Is it the iOS or Android, they take the data for all the applications or just this application?
I mean, look, so operating systems is another discussion. There is, when I was using my Windows, for example, there is an option to opt out of record keeping analytics where it will report crashes and bugs. So when you have an incident on your laptop and it dies, it doesn't work, you can report it, right? But there is options to opt out of these analytical tracking events, let's say. Yeah,
because you are a technology expert, you know about these things. These are news for me because I never think that I can do these in my computer.
No, there's always, look, when you get into these consensual acknowledgements, always read. I know sometimes we don't
read, we just agree.
Agree, but be very careful because it's ultimately a virtual contract. Just read, take your time, understand what you're signing up for. Technology is brilliant as long as you have an informed decision. Okay, informed being you know the information, you're signing up, you know how they're using your data, and enjoy it.
Yes.
But read.
Yes. Absolutely valuable information from you, Mr. Tariq. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you, Saad.
That was Tariq Al-Sharhan, and with that we conclude our episode. Thank you for watching.